Are you prepared for a food crisis? How confident are you in your prepper pantry? These are questions that might keep you up at night, especially in these uncertain times. A well-stocked prepper pantry can be your lifeline when faced with food shortages. But having a pantry isn't enough. Knowing how to use it is equally crucial. That's where we come in. In this video, we'll guide you on how to test your prepper pantry effectively. This is not about creating a sense of fear, but fostering a spirit of preparedness. It's about ensuring that you're ready to face any food crisis that might come your way. We'll walk you through a practical exercise, a 1, 2, or even 3-day test, eating directly from your prepper pantry. This exercise will reveal not only how long your stockpile will last, but also any gaps in your preparation. Stay tuned as we delve into the practical ways to test your prepper pantry. You might be surprised by what you'll discover. Now, you may wonder, why should you test your prepper pantry? Isn't it enough to stockpile food? Well, let's delve into that. Imagine you're in a scenario where you have to rely solely on your prepper pantry. You've got food stocked up, but how do you know if it's enough, or if it covers all your nutritional needs? The only way to truly find out is by testing it. Testing your prepper pantry is like running a simulation of a real crisis situation. It's a dry run that helps you understand your consumption rates, identify any gaps in your food storage, and ensure that your pantry meets all your dietary needs. It's a crucial step in your preparation journey that shouldn't be overlooked. Think of it as a reality check. You might think you've got everything covered, but a 2 or 3 day test eating only from your prepper pantry might reveal otherwise. You might find that you've underestimated how much food you consume daily, or that your pantry is missing important food groups. For example, you might have stocked up on grains and proteins, but have you considered your vitamin and mineral needs? What about dietary fiber? These are things that you might overlook when stockpiling food, but they're crucial for maintaining your health in a crisis situation. Running a test also allows you to make adjustments to your pantry. Maybe you need to stock up on more canned fruits and vegetables, or maybe you need to diversify your protein sources. It's all about finding balance and ensuring you have a well-rounded pantry to sustain you through any crisis. In essence, testing your prepper pantry is not just about quantity, but also about quality. It's about ensuring you have a diverse food storage that can cater to your nutritional needs. It's about being prepared, not just on the surface, but thoroughly, down to the last detail. This process of testing and adjusting helps you be better prepared for any food crisis. It's not just about surviving, but thriving. It's about being self-sufficient and resilient in the face of adversity. As we journey deeper into the survival world, please subscribe to Prepping for Tomorrow. Together we'll ensure we are ready for any food crisis. Testing your prepper pantry sounds daunting, doesn't it? Fear not, it's simpler than you think. Let's dive straight into it. The first step is deciding the duration of your test. You can opt for a 1, 2, or 3-day test. The purpose here is to replicate a situation where you are entirely dependent on your prepper pantry. So, for the duration of the test, you're only going to eat what's in your prepper pantry. No takeouts, no sneaky snacks from the fridge, just the supplies you've stocked up. Now you're probably wondering, how do I keep track of what I use? Well, we've got you covered. Keep a notepad and pen handy. Every time you consume an item from your pantry, jot it down. Document the quantity too. For instance, if you've used a can of beans for lunch, note it down. This will help you understand how much you consume on an average day. But why is this important? Imagine you're in a situation where you have to rely on your prepper pantry for an extended period. By understanding your consumption pattern, you can calculate how long your current stockpile will last. This will give you an idea of whether you need to step up your prepping game or if you're on the right track. Okay, so you've decided the duration of your test, you're keeping track of what you use. What's next? Well, as you go about your day, you'll start noticing things. Maybe you've overlooked some items, perhaps you need more variety, or you might find that you've stocked up more than necessary on certain items. For instance, you might realize that you've overlooked the need for spices. Sure, canned beans and rice will keep you alive, but can you really eat them plain for days on end? Or perhaps you've stocked up on canned fruit but find that you're not consuming it as much as you thought you would. These insights are invaluable. They help you fine-tune your prepper pantry to suit your specific needs and preferences. Also, as you go about your test, try to include different meals. Don't just stick to the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This will help you understand if you have enough variety to keep your meals interesting. And finally, once your test is over, don't forget to replenish what you've consumed. This is crucial. Your prepper pantry should always be well stocked and ready for any situation. Remember, the test doesn't stop when you finish eating. It's only just begun. Now it's time to evaluate your findings, understand your consumption patterns, and make necessary adjustments. This is where the real test begins. Can you adapt your prepper pantry to meet your needs more effectively? So, folks, testing your prepper pantry isn't as daunting as it sounds. It's a practical, proactive step towards better preparedness. And remember, the key to successful prepping is to prepare, not panic. So, you've completed your test. But what next? It's time for evaluation and replenishment. Now that your test run is over, it's time to take a good look at your pantry and evaluate what worked and what didn't. This is a critical step in the journey of preparedness. It's not enough just to stockpile food. You need to know how to use it and how long it will last. Start by taking inventory of what you've used. Note down how much of each item was consumed during the test. This will give you a clear picture of your consumption rate for different items. Next, consider how you felt during the test. Were you satisfied with the meals you could prepare? Did you find yourself longing for certain foods or ingredients that weren't in your pantry? These are important clues about what might be missing from your stockpile. Also, pay attention to the items that you didn't use at all. These are potential red flags. If you didn't touch certain items during your test, there's a good chance you won't use them in a real crisis. It's better to replace these items with something you know you'll eat. Once you've evaluated your pantry, it's time to replenish. Start by replacing the items you've consumed, but don't stop there. Think about the items you wished you had during the test and add those to your shopping list. Remember, your goal is to create a balanced and satisfying food supply that can sustain you in a crisis. This might mean adding more variety to your pantry, or investing in comfort foods that can boost morale in tough times. The replenishment process also presents a great opportunity to rotate your stock. Always use the first-in, first-out method to ensure that nothing goes to waste. This means using the oldest items in your pantry first, and replacing them with fresh supplies. Finally, consider the lessons you've learned during the test. Maybe you realized you need more of a certain ingredient, or perhaps you found that certain meals were more satisfying than others. Use these insights to fine-tune your pantry and make it even more effective. Bear in mind that this process is not a one-and-done deal. It's a cycle that should be repeated regularly to keep your pantry up to date and ready for any situation. The more you test and evaluate, the more you'll learn about your needs and the better prepared you'll be. So don't rest on your laurels. Keep testing, evaluating, and replenishing. The journey of preparedness is a continuous one, and every step brings you closer to being ready for whatever the future may hold. Testing your prepper pantry is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time event, but a cycle of preparation, testing, evaluation, and replenishment. Testing your prepper pantry may seem like a daunting task, but it's a vital part of being prepared. We've explored the importance of this exercise, reminding ourselves that the essence of being a prepper lies in readiness and anticipation. It's not just about stockpiling food, but also about understanding our consumption patterns and making sure we can sustain ourselves when needed. We've discussed how to conduct a 1, 2, or even a 3-day test, eating only from our prepper pantry, to truly gauge our preparedness level. This exercise isn't merely about survival, but also about discovery, identifying overlooked items and understanding our own needs better. Finally, we've emphasized the importance of replenishing and augmenting our pantry after the test. This is not a one-time event, but a cycle of preparation, testing, learning, and improving. Remember, prepare, don't panic. Test your prepper pantry early, and you'll be ready for any food crisis that may come your way.